up, guys? This is Ryan and Phil. We're from Armada Games. We're here to unbox Heroes of the Resistance, the new expansion for X-Wing. Much awaited.
Oh,
am I right, Phil? Got your box of cards. Got the ships. Man.
All right.
This is a important occasion always. We usually sit around the shop and do this
Absolutely.
without cameras rolling. So here are the ships. Off the bat, I can see that the mold on the front of the Falcon is different.
Is it really?
You see how like it's got the middle part, but then it kind of like opens up.
Oh, yeah.
Like kind of goes around it.
They said it was more accurate and that they used the Lucasfilm reference models from the new movie. So,
It's pretty sick.
yeah, I like some of the colors. You've got some gold in there now that definitely was not there before.
Oh yeah, and then of course the T-70 X-Wing that everyone did the paint job of.
No,
ever.
useless.
The paint job looks ridiculously good. Like just the level of detail, like on the little stuff has been really nice.
Oh, this is important. The dish still
Yes,
belongs.
little
The
square.
dish still moves.
Still moves. Little square dish. If you painted a T-70 black one, then you're probably going to be saying that yours is still better. I think mine's still better than this one, but that's not true at all.
No.
Although I am going to put a little black.
They've upped their game considerably.
Oh, for sure. Like just the canopy contrast on this guy alone is ridiculous.
Yeah, they did a very good job with that. I'm really liking what I see here with the Falcon as well.
Yeah, the detail.
The engine glow, the much hyped engine glow, is impressive.
Very impressive.
I've got some stuff to learn there myself.
Yeah, I know, right? Let me see those cars, boy.
All right.
So you get those things on the bases so we can look at them. All right, so here are our ships, which you can see here. We'll start going over these cards real fast. What about Mr. Han Solo? Oh, man.
Han Solo keeps his pilot skill 9, the stat line of 3, 1, 8, and 5.
Yep. And basically, he's able to be placed during setup anywhere that he wants outside of range 3 of an enemy ship.
Which is just insane. I mean,
Like, yeah.
it controls deployment. It forces the opponent to have to compensate for that in their deployment. Otherwise, you've got 3 attack dice right there.
Oh, yeah. Like, he's kind of built to go on his own.
Lone Wolf might actually be really good.
Lone Wolf.
You get the reroll that the old Han had while being able to operate on your own.
On the first what, like 2 or 3 rounds, you're sitting there with Lone Wolf rerolls. If it never even fires again, then it was worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, maintaining his 46-point cost as well. So yeah, he's when he got spoiled, that's going to change a lot about the way things are deployed.
And the Upsilon shuttle preview that came out today shows that's not going to be the last time either. The deployment zone is more a guideline than a rule now.
Oh yeah, really. And Han does that for sure.
Oh yeah.
So
he does it well.
On to Rey.
Rey's exciting. So Rey is a pilot skill 8, so she's right up there in the top tier of aces right from release. And when attacking or defending, if the enemy ship is inside your firing arc, you may reroll up to 2 of your blank results.
Mega Lone Wolf.
It's Lone Wolf's cake. It's baked right in, and you don't even need to be away from people to pull it off.
I mean, just the potential to adaptability to a 9, VI to a 10. Even though the pilot skill wars aren't what they were.
They're not what they were, but the adaptability to a 9 is a solid option.
For sure.
Push the limit if you were using the old title, I would say.
Yes.
Like if you wanted to have the focus evade.
Yeah.
Although she benefits more from the new title.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which we'll get to.
We'll get to that. But Rey is an awesome addition. Like, once again, I think at a pilot skill 8, Falcon is something that we've never seen. And I think that
it's already more viable than Lando.
Yeah. Poor Lando.
Yeah, he's done.
So get into another guy that Lando dealt with. We've got Chewie. Maintaining pilot skill 5, and his ability is after another friendly ship at range 1 to 3 is destroyed, but has not fled the battlefield, you may perform an attack. So very thematic with
very thematic. It's that rage moment in The Force Awakens where he goes completely Rambo with the Starkiller base.
Oh man.
I like it. It's going to be hard to trigger, but I think a natural pairing, even despite the FAQ nerf last week, Biggs. Biggs is drawing fire, and when he goes down, Chewie will have his moment.
Yeah, that's true.
Or a bunch of cheap Z95s. The preview article suggested that, but
It's gonna be interesting to see how you can get it to work. Taking like you're saying with Z95, something might help. And really at all times you're gonna be working on positioning him to take advantage of his ability. His ability only happens if you're losing.
oh yeah.
If you're losing stuff.
Yeah.
Off the bat.
So Chewie has to single-handedly drag it back from the abyss.
Yes, exactly.
And do you want him to be triggering his ability, or should you be panicking if that's happened?
I mean, maybe it's kind of like meant to make it a little better on you.
Yeah.
So, because the worst thing in the game, is like when you lose a ship and it's of no consequence to your opponent. It's like, well, okay, cool. Like they get
They're
it.
paying a price for doing it.
And
They've got to be aware of where Chewbacca is, and if anything, focus fire on Chewbacca, which at 8 and 5, I mean, he can take a beating.
But it's definitely one of those abilities that kind of like quick draw that you can turn off. Like if once all of his if you flying him in a 2-ship list starts to be not as viable, you're going to want him with bodies at least, right? Something
ideally.
to proc the ability, but the ability can just be turned off, like instantly. If Chewie goes down first, for example, then there you go.
And at the same time, like I said, Biggs, I mean, you could hide him behind a tactical jammer on the Falcon. The Falcon's a candidate for the tactical jammer upgrade.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you could definitely find ways to make that work with Biggs. Not that Biggs needs an excuse to be doing more work for the Rebels, but
yeah.
And the other thing I really like, you just can't go wrong with the economy of an extra attack. I'm a Dengar fan.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Dengar happens all
Mighty
the time in my
Dengar.
lists, and air quotes on that one. He's squishy when the dice go poorly.
Yeah, that's
but the extra attack, that there's value in that.
Oh, for sure. And once again, if you do load it up, like I can see him with 3 Talas, kind of go for that old school.
You gotta keep
Worlds
him
list
cheap. That's
kind
gonna be the trick. It's keeping him cheap
and getting him in position to actually use the ability properly. If Chewie's at range 3 through a rock, when you kill one of his buddies, it's going to be of no importance.
You've got to keep him with the formation.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a formation flying, kind of like how Lando requires to be formation flying.
Very true. Very true. And last but not least, the scrub, ladies and gentlemen. The ORS is dead. The resistance sympathizer is what you should be flying if you're thinking scrub Falcon.
Yeah, it keeps the same stat line as the typical Millennium Falcon. It comes in at a higher pilot skill as well.
Yeah, the classic pilot skill 3 slot now that we're using for scrubs a lot more
absolutely. So it's not predator bait.
Yeah, for sure.
Right off. Also not Dengar crew bait either. It's in that nice sweet spot where you're not re-rolling more than one die attacking him.
38 points ensures you can't, fly 3 of them in some overpowered meta list.
Yeah, no EPT, so you can't abuse Deadeye.
Yeah, that's not a problem anymore. But if we time travel, exactly. It's got a missile slot.
It came out a week ago.
Yeah, I mean, who puts an assault missile on Han or anything, right?
Not too soon.
Store championships this year too soon. All right, so that is our full array of awesome YT 1300 pilots. And once again, I think if I had to pick my favorite out of this,
who are you flying first out of here?
Can it not be Rey? It's got to be Rey.
Rey's ability, her ability is just stupid good. It's great value. It pairs well with some of the other upgrades that we're getting to, and then Han Solo's got to be a close second. Old Han is always going to be a thing. The re-roll, the gambling element.
Yeah.
But this is just the older, more experienced pilot, and this just has some seriously interesting board control.
I think what might be for me is Rey, and then take Han for a spin a little later.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I kind of see what's going on.
Han's going to be another fun candidate for if you're running Rey, you can't abuse Rey crew, and that's where Han's sweet spot's going to be. He's not going to necessarily be able to regenerate the Rey focus right off the bat, but it's good.
I mean, do they peel off and deal with Han, or do they keep approaching the rest of your
as
list?
planned? I mean, it forces some dangerous questions.
It does. So I say Rey kind of wins it for me, but gotta kind of see what the rest of them do. So that is,
and of course, play testing it on the field is going to be the big decider, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Now let's keep these out. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's spread it back out there. Okay. So that is our YT 1300 Falcon peoples. So now we're going to get on to the T70 with Mr. Pile Skill 9, Poe Dameron in the field.
He's pilot skill 9, 33 points. Poe Dameron, as everybody knows, was released last September in the Force Awakens core set that they stealthed in for the Force Friday release.
I know, right?
And so he debuted at a pilot skill 8 and kept the same ability while attacking or defending. If you have a focus token, you may change one of your focus results to a hit or an evade.
Yeah.
And that's a powerful ability.
Yeah, it is.
It just increases the value of the focus token. It's the action. When in doubt, just focus.
I mean,
and that's all the time.
Yeah, the biggest thing too is like with auto thrusters at range 3, it's like I
He's tough
can't
to
not get
hit.
evades. Like it's very hard not to.
Yeah.
You're at least going to get one.
Yeah.
when you roll any time.
If not 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
it's hard to match that.
I think the biggest thing about PS9 Poe is that it opens up his EPT slot.
It opens up his EPT
so, like,
slot.
It was always VI. If you look at the way it was run,
That was the
classically.
biggest downside to Poe. Was Poe debuted during the pilot skill wars of late 2015.
Yes.
It was not a good time for a pilot skill 8 ace to make his appearance.
No, it wasn't.
And he needs action economy. Basically, his stat line was the focus bar.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Cover those up. What are we doing with that?
You focused with
Yes.
him, and
Always.
you had no dice mods. I mean, I loved running Poe when he first debuted.
Yeah.
You couldn't score a hit with him because you had no way to modify.
Well, and that was the biggest thing I found. I was flying him alongside Corrin, and Corrin, who has some of the best dice mods in
The fact
Rebels.
he can take fire control system, EPT, up
Yeah.
to a 10 with VI, I mean,
So
it was tough to compete with at about the same point cost.
Yeah, they're both running at 10, but the issue was Corrin did work, and Poe
looked pretty on the
had
board.
to get
He was
lucky, on some natty paint. Like you had to roll nat paint for him to do anything.
Or you ran him a pilot skill 8 and he was bait for every other
Yeah,
ace.
and you wanted to run pilot skill 8, with PTL BB8 stuff like that, but it was
That's going to be a very viable thing now.
Yeah, at 9 for sure.
That is, when we go and take this for a spin, that is what I'm running with.
Yeah,
it's happening. It's going to be very solid right now. And when we get to the Black 1 title, the Black 1 title benefits BB-8, so Poe gets BB-8, and then it deals with a lot of Imperial and First Order tech right now.
Yeah.
Omega Ace, Tomax Bren, Omega Leader, rather. Omega Ace isn't really present. But Omega Leader, anything with a target locking on Poe, they're going to lock on first, and then he is going to move, barrel roll with BB-8, boost off his action bar.
Yeah.
He's just, you can't touch him.
Oh, yeah. No,
it's going to be Poe as he was always meant to be.
It's such a weird move for FFG too, though. It's so interesting to just re-release a pilot at PS9, to take
watching the movie though, the rest of us though. FFG had sitting there in the theater, he just smoked 150 points worth of TIE fighters.
Yeah, he's just zooming around the field.
There's no way he's just pilot skill 8.
Maybe they're a little worried about the pilot skill, but now we have it fixed, and we are at pilot skill 9 Poe. So
pilot skill 9, and you're paying a 2-point premium for that pilot skill increase, but it opens up the EPT slot.
Yeah, which is invaluable.
It's adaptability plus another EPT.
Yes, exactly. So don't VI this guy because
you shouldn't.
He'll be real sad.
If you're VIing him, you're doing it wrong. I don't care what anybody says.
All right, so next up, pilot skill 7, Nia Num.
Now, Nia Num was the ace I was most excited about reading the T7D spoiler article because his ability is just bonkers.
It really is.
So when you receive a stress token, if there is an enemy ship inside your firing arc at range 1, you may discard that stress token. Where do you see that? What do you put on him? Literally anything. You can make anything work. R7T1 was a cool option with experimental interface. You could grab a lock and then boost into range 1.
And guess
and
what? Now just whip the stress. Exactly.
Or you could just boost DI Rage and ditch 3 stress.
It's amazing
and get
too.
Rerolls and a focus token on top of it for cheap.
Well, it's funny too because he also ignores a lot of your traditional stress tech as well, like Mara Jade.
Oh yeah,
right. I mean, like Mara Jade procs, and is there an enemy ship range 1? Oh, I guess you had to be right. Wow.
Yep.
Like there's a little. Well, Margie doesn't see the most play. I mean, there's a lot of stress mechanics that he can deal with. Like you take somebody like a Solid Venture who's just killing it right now. Well, if he's at range 1 of the mobile arc, there's no point in assigning him the stress token. There's 0 point in it.
Absolutely.
He's going to get rid of that.
Yeah, it's all the benefit of baffles without the downside of baffles.
And what I like too is you have a PS7 So the closest relative would be like, like Eloasti would be like the closest. Like here we are, This and another upgrade that we're going to get to later kind of puts Eloasti a little bit.
Eloasti's he's done. He's as dead as he was in the circular base run. I mean,
I'm hit. I like Nia Numb a lot.
Rage, I think, is a great option for him. Push the limit always is solid.
I mean,
you could use the experimental interface on him with little to no downside if you're building around that. The other thing that I really like with it, if you can close that distance, he's a great candidate for the stress spot.
True,
because he ditches that while handing it off.
Yes,
and you could use that with snapshot if you're really creative, which is another.
You could double stress off. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So next up, pilot skill 6. Snap Stacks Wexley over here. So his ability reads: after you execute a 2, 3, or 4 speed maneuver, if you are not touching a ship, you may perform a free boost action. That's fast.
He's fast.
Dude is fast.
He's great. It fits his role as the recon flyer for Resistance. Yeah. He gets in, he gets out. I mean, he's going to be tough to pin down. He's going to live at range.
It's interesting because what do we bring with this guy to make him like more viable, for example?
Oh, I've got some interesting ideas with him and an upgrade we'll get to later, the Prime Thrusters.
Yes.
Prime Thrusters has some serious value for 1 point. And 3 speed, he can Talon roll and boost out of it with Prime Thrusters.
Yeah. That's pretty gross.
And that's before you put like barrel roll on him. You could barrel roll for his actual action if you were to take vector thrusters. They showed that the chart in the 3D layout of where he could end up after doing a 3-speed maneuver. You don't know. They don't know.
Well, here's the other thing about T-70s and why it's nice to have a free boost action is that, T-70s often are loath to use their boost unless they have some upgrade that's letting them do that, right? Because typically, there's so many more other, these things need dice mods. Really,
with 3 attack dice, you need to be doing better than average.
You need to be getting 3 results on those dice to force the issue, especially with X7 defenders and other crap.
Oh yeah,
you have
X7,
to have something.
You've got to have something to force the issue, and I think these guys will be able to go toe to toe with the TIE defender, no problem.
Nia Numb wants to boost into range 1, and Snap is getting extra movement with that boost. It's a free action for him, so it's pretty cool.
And that's part of the reason why 9 Numb with R17-1 acquires a lock on somebody in your arc. Now boost.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, that's gonna be sick. So, Jess Pava, PS3, and her whole deal is when attacking or defending, you may reroll 1 of your dice for each other friendly ship at range 1. It's interesting.
It's like a built-in predator that benefits being in a squad formation.
Yeah, it's kind of like Boba Fett.
Kind of. It's like an inverse Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Lower pilot skill has to be in a formation. It's not bad.
At PS3, she's not bad. I mean,
she's definitely viable, I would say. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing precluding her from being used. Tarn Mycen still sees play on the odd occasion if you're really bold. I
just got beat by him the other day.
I think that was earlier.
Yeah, it was. It was earlier.
That happened.
Yes. Jess Pava is pretty neat. And of course, we have these old guys again.
Corset Generics.
Corset Generics coming back for another round.
Red Squadron Veteran and Blue Squadron Novice. So you have generic options on top of
which would stuff like vector thrusters and
vector thrusters.
Other
I think open the door a little bit.
A little more open.
Some of the Poe Dameron, I wouldn't even bother with vector thrusters. BB-8 handles that.
Yeah,
auto thrusters. The extra defense with his ability is money.
For sure.
9 Numb probably doesn't need auto thrusters because he's at range 1. It's not going to come up much.
Why not? Like always.
Yeah.
All right, so these are these guys. So just shift these guys over here a little bit. Did a pretty good job with that. I want to rearrange those, buddy. There you go.
I got this.
Phil's all over it. The upgrade cards.
The upgrade cards, I think, is where this expansion pack really shines.
This is going to be huge. All right.
The aces are really good, and they bring some freshness to the Rebellion that they really needed. Yeah. Especially now with Jumpmasters gone, the Rebels, their door's wide open. They can come back with this.
For sure. First thing off the bat, right off the top of the deck, 2 copies of Snapshot.
Now, Snapshot's going to be an interesting upgrade if you can build around it well.
I mean, the biggest idea with those right now is like the whole, Snap, Crackle, Pop A-Wings, the PS3s.
Yeah, you can definitely do that with Crackshot, for sure. Some of my thoughts with it are TIE Swarm related. You could run that on Black Squadron and effectively, you effectively double their dice output.
It's true.
They're each attacking twice. And
at
once
range,
before they've got tokens.
At range 1, which is a thing.
And the other thing, if I'm not mistaken, let's see the wording on it. After an enemy ship executes a maneuver, you may perform this attack against that ship. Attack one ship. You cannot modify your attack dice and cannot attack again this phase. First of all, it benefits the activation phase.
Yeah, for sure.
Second of all, the wording on the card, you can't modify it. But the Emperor can.
The Emperor.
Unless the Emperor is on board, the Emperor can modify the dice.
Yeah.
Because your refers to the ship it's on.
The ship itself, yeah. But
Yes.
the outside mods can work.
Yeah. So being able to Emperor that, for... If Wampa had an EPT, that would be a really, really scary day.
It would be. Yeah, I think Snapshot's gonna be huge. Like the A-Wing possibilities alone are also real scary.
A-Wing possibilities are great. I really like the idea of TIE fighters, and I think that you could see it on Tensari Point veterans.
Yeah.
They're going to be back a little bit, and it could be a creative way to use them.
Yeah, Snapshot. It's all gonna be about trying to get into range 1 and park up. So do a lot of that stuff. Although I tell you what you could do, having Snapshot on these guys. I mean, if you run a cheap chump blocker up. Especially if you run something big base forward, block up these guys, no actions, and then there you go. You know what I mean? Like it could happen.
You know where I see it being interesting? It could be a new EPT alternative on like a bump master type build, like putting it on a cheap contracted scout as a blocker. Didn't quite block, you might still have him in arc to just shred him.
Yeah, that's huge. Snapshot.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be fun.
It's a fun upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't know how viable it's going to be. You really have to build around it, I think. Because you have to find a way to just find ways to make use of it. And that's why, TIE fighters with it, just cheap swarm.
Well, it was just more dice. I think that's the aiming example all over again. Like, you roll 2 dice.
And the benefit of crack shot, it's not modifying dice.
I mean,
so
if you get a lucky hit, roll into, hit crit, something like that, you're just cool.
Might as well, yeah.
I'll crack shot that, and I'll have another chance at it. Yeah, exactly. Those are neat.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so trick shot.
Trick shot. That's another interesting EPT. And the math for 0 points. It's if you had to take something, it's not bad. But so when attacking, if the attack is obstructed, you roll an additional attack die. It basically negates the benefit of it. It's Zuckuss' pilot ability through asteroids,
which is interesting, and once again, it's definitely a corner case card, very situational. Yeah. But imagine the fact that all of your tack jammer ghosts and stuff like that doesn't matter.
There's that too.
It's basically it turns into a weird Zuckuss situation.
It's the same math that makes Zuckuss viable.
Where it's I will give you one failing die, a green die that's built to fail. For my dice, they're built to do a little bit better, and just this repeated process.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And once again, for a 0 point EPT, when your list building is jammed up to the 100 point,
it's an option.
Why don't we start doing this?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's an option to have. I mean,
yeah. It's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna see the most hardcore competitive play.
Well, where it really comes into play, actually, where I think it would be interesting is you could run it on one of the YT 1300 aces with cargo shoot.
Oh, so
you drop it on top of somebody, they're obstructed,
shoot right behind,
and then you're adding more dice to that attack.
And you're in a way shielding yourself, which is kind of the other side of the cargo shoot thing. Is
it's got the Falcon right on it too. So, it's the art.
Trick shot.
This is where we start to get exciting, is the crew options. New crew options, never a bad thing. I think crew is one of the most, it's if not the most valuable, it follows closely behind the elite pilot tags.
So here we have a 5-point Finn, whose ability reads, when attacking with a primary weapon or defending, if the enemy ship is inside your firing arc, you may add 1 blank result to your roll.
First thought, built for Rey.
Yeah.
Ray gets to re-roll a blank die. You throw that in there,
and then
more rolls.
Gets a die from this card.
Yeah,
which is odd.
Yeah.
They're definitely experimenting with new mechanics. Where I have a blank result that I now am going to assign to a die to roll that die now because I get to reroll this blank.
Yeah, it's throwing an extra die into the die pool. You just need to have a reroll to make the most out of it.
Well, and like Lone Wolf too on any other ship could easily proc this every time.
The other option is, which I know is talked about a lot, is the Ghost with a fire control system. You start throwing an extra die in and you get rerolls on it.
Constantly getting it. Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, 5 points you're paying for it.
Yeah, 5 points is definitely pricey.
It's pricey.
For sure.
But if you had to pick between him or a gunner, you're more likely to just score the hit the first time.
Yeah, just the game's turning that way anyway, right? We're going into higher attack values, higher quality attacks.
Yeah, and
so
Finn does that, and it's also thematic with the way he and Rey play out on Jakku in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, it's very true. Hot Shot Co-Pilot. I'm going to let you read this one because I know.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
You're excited about this
for a
card.
generic option, and it's generic and non-faction restricted, so you can use it in a lot of really creative places. So when attacking with a primary weapon, the defender must spend 1 focus token if able. When defending, the attacker must spend 1 focus token if able.
Token stripping.
It's a new way to token strip, and it's great. My first thought: you put it on a high pilot skill Hawk with a TLT. You force the issue by having them spend a focus token on both attacks.
Yeah.
And then the rest of your squad
TLT.
forces. It's great with a TLT.
Yeah.
I think that's the first place you put it, especially if you've got to burn through like Soonerfell's token stack. I see some Soonerfell hate here, but there's
more.
But anything with a recon specialist, I mean,
It definitely gets around recon. What it definitely does. I mean, at 4 points, you're paying for it, but the fact that it's not unique, I feel like the Hawk is going to love this guy.
And it works on attack and defense, which is great.
Now it's going to balloon up the cost of that Hawk, which is always a thing.
Yes.
But if you're just literally, if all you're doing with your Hawk is you are just rotating the battlefield and just plinking in and stripping tokens all day, I mean, that sets up a lot of good stuff. Like it seems neat. It's very pricey.
The other thing that I love about it right now, my dice have been on a real cold streak.
Yeah.
It punishes everybody that has a really good die roll.
It's true.
You want to bank that focus token? No.
Yeah. It's
You
true.
want to save that focus token for when I crack back? No.
No. Wrong.
Exactly. Wrong.
Next up is Rey. So this is Rey, and her ability is at the start of the end phase, you may place one of your ship's focus tokens on this card. At the start of the combat phase, you may assign one of those tokens to your ship.
She's a focus gonk.
2 points.
She's a focus gonk. Yeah.
Exactly what she is. 2-point focus gonk.
You start off early, and it's a better Moldy Crow title.
Yes. What I like is that it's like a focus bank.
Yeah, it's a drip mechanic, effectively.
Exactly.
It brings it back when you need it. It's not an action, so you can hit a rock, you can run through a debris field, do a K turn, whatever it might be, and Rey awakens.
It's pretty sweet. Like, and I like the 2-point price point, especially.
Oh, the price point's fantastic.
Because if you are running like anything with like a PTL, or you're doing like some recon business or recon Jan business or whatever you're doing, like Rey's there to bank that focus token for when you need it later. I mean,
I can see it being a thing on Kanan, and just focus banking for later. With a recon specialist.
There's rounds that Kanan with recon doesn't use the tokens.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
All of them.
Why waste them?
Why waste them? Exactly. Yeah. So
you worked for them.
I like Rey, especially like being like slim there at like at 2 points. Like that's just
it's a nice economical upgrade.
Like easy to bring.
Yeah,
exactly. So she's
if you've got 2 points, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So now we have a droid, which I will give to you.
M9G8's an interesting one. When a ship you have locked is attacking, you may choose one attack die. The attacker must re-roll that die. You can acquire target locks on other friendly ships.
So kind of like a Tarn kind of thing with like the ability to but then lock friendly ships and let them like re-roll dice.
Gives
like
ships that can't take it a predator. Tarn Mycen can't take an EPT. Someone else could lock onto Tarn Mycen using M9G8, and now Tarn Mycen can re-roll. Or,
you lock onto Poe. Except, man, if he does the Black One title, then he'd get rid of it, right? That would suck.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the word is on that. I haven't
really
given that thought,
but,
and I think it's a May. You don't have to shed it. And Poe can also... The Black One title's really cool because it's not just the Black One that benefits off of it.
Yeah.
It's anybody at range 1. You can
Very
formation fly with just Pava. Just Pava's getting rerolls, and
Yes.
she can't get touched either with a lock.
Yeah.
There's options there.
Yeah, so
There's squad synergy, which is
well,
the Rebels thing.
It's neat. It gives Rebels a better chance at like better offensive dice mods, like which is
You could put it on someone like Dutch.
yeah. Oh man.
You could target lock Dutch.
Okay, that's
Dutch
actually
could
really
feed
cool.
you the target
Whatever
lock
gets
to lock
Dutch-
onto him or something ridiculous like
Whatever
that.
gets Dutch back in the game, it's all I want.
Yeah, someone else
I
just
want more
provides
Dutch.
the lock for him. And you could run it on a cheap like T65 just hanging
Yeah.
out in the back. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it doesn't have to be anything
pretty
fancy,
neat.
but it does something.
we'll see. We'll see what that.
You know what else could be interesting is you could put it on one of the ARC 170s with a weapons engineer.
Yeah,
You could lock on to 2 friends.
that's value.
Yeah.
That's good value.
There it is.
Got it. Solved it. Broke the meta.
Thane Kyrell. There he is.
All right, so the next card is Burnout Slam.
Burnout Slam's another fun one, and this
2
is
copies.
This is an illicit upgrade. 1 point. Your action bar gains the slam icon. After you perform a slam action, discard this card. This is an interesting upgrade. It gets into an upgrade we haven't gotten to yet that opens up illicit slots into the Rebels.
Yes.
The YT1300 and the YT2400 will have the ability to take illicits, which is exciting because it's a really
Yeah.
cool slot. And you can do some cool shenaniganry with it. And it fits in with Scum as well.
Yeah.
Being able to 3-turn and then 3-turn again on a YV is everybody's dream, to be able to turn
Yes.
it around.
Just get it away from stuff.
And the other thing that I like on it, just because you can, is 2 back-to-back sloops on a jump master. And effectively, you've 90-degree barrel rolled that way.
Very true.
You can't shoot afterwards, but you did it.
Oh, yeah, no, very, very true. Very true.
Yeah, if you don't like where the
it's
position
like
is,
I
it's
wish
an
you,
option.
you wish you could take an advanced slam on top of that and just like start going crazy. But like,
Well, you certainly could.
yeah, it's a lot tied up in one action. Though.
Yeah. That barrel rolling after doing that, I mean...
Definitely a cool option, and then once again, like a 1 point. Mm-hmm. Listen, like why?
there-
This definitely speaks to like Scum a lot more too. It's
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Why not?
It is large ship only. That's the only downside to
Cool.
it, but I can live with that. I mean,
I mean, put that.
can you
on.
imagine that on like an aggressor or...
Or on like the YV666.
Well, yeah,
and just
the YV's the
see
big
ya.
one because
Like, yeah.
either see ya or I've turned around, or if you want to talk see ya, 5 forward, 5K turn on the Shadowcaster,
Yes.
and now Ketsuanyo's downrange tractor beaming people. She can't fire, but that doesn't preclude her from.
Yeah,
using
the
her
ability does
Yeah.
work.
especially when you
yeah.
don't anticipate Ventress being on top of you, assigning stress.
Very true. Very true. So another big rock star here is Primed Thrusters.
Prime Thrusters is the tech slot I'm most excited for, particularly on Poe.
Yes.
So it's a small ship only upgrade. Stress tokens do not prevent you from performing boost or barrel roll actions unless you have 3 or more stress tokens.
Yeah.
That's awesome because it allows you to BB-8 after a red maneuver while stressed. I love that. And it
It's
pairs
huge.
well with the Black One title, being
Yes.
able to shed a target lock on top of it no matter what.
Oh yeah. And Nia Num's like, give me that. Mm-hmm. All day.
And the other thing that I like with it is the TIE SF. You
Yes.
can, that thing has a lot of red maneuvers on it, but being able to barrel roll and position both arcs while stressed,
It's a big time.
it's a nice budget,
Yeah.
1 point tech.
and that's the thing. Previously, techs have been somewhat expensive. Like, you know, and I think.
Yeah, the comm relay at case
Com relay is
points, which really good for what it does.
Yes. But also expensive.
Also very expensive, and I like it better than I've never been crazy on weapons guidance or sensor cluster. I mean,
Yeah.
it depends.
Weapons guidance, just the opportunity cost for weapons guidance just seems like such a weird thing where it's like,
Yeah.
it's so situational. I feel like, why am I putting points into this ship when I could just not
Yeah.
and put other stuff like
Yeah.
like other either
Prime
other upgrade
Thrusters, I
slots or
think,
something
just
else?
fits that slot so well.
Yeah.
and it deals with Talon rolls. It deals with making things just crazy unpredictable in a way that it's not game breaking.
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it
no,
forces
no.
you to re-look at the rules a little bit.
What also makes a ship like the T-70, for example, that honestly an X-wing can be predictable. You know, some of these like pilots we have are more unpredictable.
Yeah.
It makes them even more unpredictable.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what kind of has always hurt in the modern day of the game, the T65 and T70 chassis is the lack of like unpredictability.
You know where it's going.
Even to the point where, like, you know, the Talon roll when it first comes out is like, oh, did you Talon roll? You know, but now it's like, oh, so he's probably gonna Talon roll. Like Prime Thrusters makes that just where they can go so much more, you know.
And the other one
crazy.
I like it on is Snap Wexley.
Yeah.
Because Snap basically does Elo's job with it. And he
Poor Elo.
can boost out of the roll. It's, you don't know where he's going to be. Then pair that with vectored thrusters because he can barrel roll on top of that. I mean, Prime Thrusters doesn't preclude him from doing that either.
So we get one copy, though. One copy, right?
It's one
of Prime
copy,
Thrusters.
but you don't want to break it too much. But I think we get 2 copies of the next tech.
We do. So we get 2 copies of a 2-point tech called Pattern Analyzer. And this card reads, when executing a maneuver, you may resolve the check pilot stress step after the perform action step instead of before that step.
That's huge.
So it kind of like just rotates the current rules for this one ship.
Yeah, which
like,
is great, and it does 2 things.
Yeah.
It does, okay, I've done a red maneuver. It's red maneuver, check stress action.
Yes.
And it precludes you from doing that action. But with that, it allows you to red maneuver, grab your action real quick, then you take the stress, which is great. It opens up again the TIE SF. I think the TIE SF is going to love that.
Yeah.
You can make it work on the T70 as well, but I see the TIE SF being the big beneficiary. The other thing you can do with it is you can green maneuver, push the limit, check stress, and remove the stress from push the limit.
Well, I mean, agreed. Like, if you look at like something like Adrenaline Rush, this card.
It accomplishes Adrenaline Rush for 1 extra point and keeping your EPT slot.
And it keeps your EPT solid, and it keeps it going. So whereas like Adrenaline Rush really competitively wasn't really used at all.
No.
You know,
there's
here,
better burn off cards
of
for
course,
1 point.
Of course. And here, I mean, well, you know, Crackshot was just like bye.
Crackshot took that.
Bye.
Yeah.
But you know, you look at pattern. Love Tomax. You look at
depends on what side of the table you're on.
That is very true. Pattern Analyzer lets you get away with that K turn and a focus to defend yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it lets you get away with, you know, those red maneuver. I mean, just out of a Talon roll, we have so much stuff between Prime Thrusters and this, and like so many options to play with how the stress works in the game.
Yes. Which I like. I like it mechanically, being able to play with the stress and the stress, either manipulating the stress to work for you or other mechanics that involve it. I know people scream about like Zuckuss Crew, but I think Zuckuss Crew is an interesting use of the stress mechanic.
It is.
You pay for that in a lot of different ways.
I love action denial. Unless you're with
for
Manaroo,
you, yeah.
Manaroo.
You gotta keep Manaroo alive though. Manaroo's handing off all her tokens.
It's true. She's the heart of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like card sweet. And you get 2 copies of it, which is dope.
I really think that it's going to live on the TIE SF. That's going to be the TIE SF tech option.
For sure. Just because the repositioning is so important with those arcs. When you have Backdraft, whose pilot ability sings off the rear arc. When you have stuff like that, you know, to make them viable, to make them move around right, you've got to have that card. And being 2 points, especially on the TIE SF chassis for the points, is not
breaking the bank.
Bad.
No.
Like, you know,
and you're getting the value.
Yeah.
You are getting 2 points worth of upgrade.
So we have big times. I'm gonna let you read this one.
Millennium Falcon.
The new Falcon type.
YT 1300 only in title. After you execute a 3-speed bank maneuver to the left or to the right, if you are not touching another ship and you are not stressed, you may receive 1 stress token to rotate your ship 180 degrees.
For a point.
For a point. You've lost the evade action.
Yeah, so.
But you have now completely flipped the Millennium Falcon on a sloop.
It's a sloop.
It's a 3 sloop, and it's the way it's worded is cool too. Kanan Jarrus. You put him on board as crew, stress doesn't even matter. You are turning the ship around.
Yes,
and accomplishing so much.
The thing that I'm excited about is it's another card in the game that gives you a chance to stop and think about it.
Oh yeah.
Inertial Dampeners is a card I love for that reason. So like Inertial Dampeners is a get out of jail free card for like when I reveal my dial, I will look at the board, and if you're playing, especially if you're playing competitively, like just take a second and you just go, do I want to ID right now? Let me think. I guess ID is a bad term in X-Wing terms, right? But do I want to use inertial dampeners? sit there and think about it. You know what? Sure. This is nice too, because you're running away. You get your 3 bank, and especially at some of the with the higher pilot skill pilots, just take a second and think about it. It's an awesome chance to pause the game and think about where you want your ship to be. Like
Exactly.
and that's huge, because sometimes you don't always want to commit to a sloop when you perform one on a ship, and here gives you the option. And especially once again, if you're flying higher pilot skill, it's after you've seen the board.
It's Rey's upgrade.
Yes.
It's made for Rey. It brings her arc back around to bear.
Yes.
And the other thing I think is cool with it, you can use it on Burnout Slam. You can do a 3 forward and 3 sloop. That's
Very
cool.
true.
It gives it just that much more distance that it covers and brings her arc back around.
Yeah.
To cover her.
To come back in again.
Yeah. She can come in for another path. She gets all the benefits of her in arc ability.
Yeah. And then you're just dumping more auto thrusters hate on.
Again, Kanan
Whoever's
Jarrus.
tailing you.
I'm going to run Kanan
Yes.
Jarrus on
Yeah.
Rey
Kanan's
for-
almost.
And he also works on inertial dampeners
Yeah.
because of how that works. Stop, clear the stress because it was a white maneuver, and now I'm going to take an action because I'm Rey and it's all made
so
up,
good.
and the points don't matter.
Made up. That's awesome. So next card we have the. Oh, we're moving them over a little bit.
Yeah, just so we can fit
Just
more cards.
Let
you
it
know.
live. All right.
Yeah.
So we have the Black One title. So
Black One, I'm excited for. It's another cool upgrade that
1 point. T70 X-Wing only, and it's a title. After you perform a boost or barrel roll action, you may remove 1 enemy target lock from a friendly ship at range 1. You can equip this card if your pilot skill is 6 or lower. No scrubs allowed.
the big key
Ladies.
there is that while there's no scrubs allowed, it's also not round limited. You can do it in theory in infinite times
Yeah.
around if you could proc the ability
Yeah.
infinitely, but
Yeah.
so it's not limited. But with BB-8 and the natural boost, Poe's never going to get a target lock if you're playing it right.
Oh, totally.
It's great.
Which, I mean, once again, we talked about, target lock hate, so this shuts down, like, Omega Leader. This shuts down a lot of guys.
Everybody
like,
hates
especially,
Omega Leader.
Whatever. Well, Tomax Brennan's like, let me just lock you. You're like, sweet.
You're never going to run VI on Tomax Bren. You always will move after him.
Yes.
You can just ditch the target lock, or you could pull it off a buddy.
Yeah.
You could protect people from the scourge that is Tomax.
Yeah,
Bren.
that's huge. I like it a lot, and I think it's something else that T70 needed was why aren't we going to give this to whatever T70 Ace we're flying?
Yeah.
Like it's a point too. And it's
a
super
point,
cheap for
and
what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be on Poe. You can definitely use it on 9 Gnome.
Yeah.
You boost into range 1 and you've shedded the target lock on top of ditching whatever stress you've got on the board.
Very true.
You've got options.
Yeah, like they did so much. It's so funny. We see so much to help the T70. Like right.
Where's the
here.
T65 pack?
Yeah. Is there still a missing SKU? I can't remember.
There is still a missing SKU if I remember right, and
Yeah.
both the X-wing and the Y-wing make an appearance in Rogue One.
Yeah,
You
so
speculate as you will.
who knows? So we get 2 copies of Integrated Astromech, which we all know what that does. Pretty
Extra hit
sweet.
points, effectively.
Kind of cool too. Getting more copies of it, especially if we're anticipating flying a lot of these guys
Yeah,
now.
and if you don't have a modification that your ace requires for whatever reason, it should just be integrated Astromech.
Yeah.
It's 0 points. It's a no-brainer.
Why
It gives
not?
you a little bit of extra oomph.
And there's nothing more fun than having to ditch R2D2 when it gets real bad.
Yeah,
Because you're just like, all right, buddy,
when
I'm
things
sorry.
have gone wrong.
I'm sorry, I just got
yeah.
There you go. Last card.
Like in Revenge of the Sith, that happens to the one Astromech where his head gets ripped off by
Yeah.
the buzz droids on Obi-Wan's fighter, and the
love
head
that.
just goes spinning off into
Wow.
space. Yeah.
All right, so last card's all yours.
Smuggling compartment.
Mr. Scone.
YT 1300 and YT 2400 only. Modification limited. Your upgrade bar gains the illicit upgrade icon. You may equip 1 additional modification upgrade that costs 3 or fewer squad points. It is a 0 cost upgrade as well.
Yes.
It's an interesting card for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
First, you get the illicit slot.
On
Interesting
choice on the 20
smuggling ships.
on the 2400 especially is interesting choice.
Well, and I had this debate the other day with James because his fear is Dash Rendar.
yeah.
And Dash Rendar gets some interesting options with that. You could protect your donut hole with a feedback array
Feedback
or a
array.
hotshot blaster if you're feeling really, really bold.
Yeah.
The downside to that, think about most dashes competitively. They're push the limit and engine upgrade.
Yeah.
This automatically precludes that. You
does.
can't put an engine upgrade on top of it. Now you could take a burnout slam. It's a one-time get out.
Yeah. But
It's
once I
one
get out of
time.
there,
It's not a typical dash.
yeah, that's just,
I don't know if you'll see it on dash as much. I mean, you could. I mean, just the
Yeah,
option of
possibly.
having a feedback array maybe on some builds. Feedback array, hot shot blaster, just you know what his weakness is, and he can buff it a little bit. But if you were feeling really bold and wanted to take someone like Lebo, you could take Eden Vril.
True.
Even the Wild Space Fringer could have a place with a smuggling department.
I don't know about that.
It might be stretching it, but that's still a relatively cheap, large base ship
Yeah.
with a cannon.
with
That- it could
an
still-
illicit.
yeah, and then you
that
could
can
put
at
an
least slam for distance, if
Yeah.
not equip any other illicit upgrade that you could.
It's not a bad option, but
Yeah.
where you're gonna see it is I think Ray with a burnout slam is a natural choice.
yeah.
What are some of the other illicits that you could really play with? Glitter Stim is just never bad. I mean,
No.
Ray can make use of Glitter Stim. All
could.
those rerolls and everything, you might as well solve your focus to
Yeah.
while you're there.
Getting right on drugs. That's what.
I never encourage that. but- I mean, even Han could use Glitter Stim. I mean, you've dropped him out of light speed on top of everybody. He could take an evade action with the old title, and then burn off some Glitter Stim and
So he
lone
just
wolf it.
jumps out of hyperspace, takes a bump real fast.
Well, no
and
one, no one sane is doing that without drugs.
then- That's true. That's really true.
And you never know before you try it.
Yeah, I mean, so that's like, so this is the whole thing right here.
This is the package.
I mean,
It's a great.
it's a big boost for Rebels.
It's a big boost for
Off of
Rebels.
that.
It's got some toys that other factions can play with too.
Yes.
With between the pattern analyzer for some of the first order ties, I think Hotshot Copilot. If I will be shocked if you don't see him around.
Yeah.
I'm going to use him.
I definitely see it on like a TL. The thing about the TLT combos is that's 11 points.
Yes.
Like that's a tenth of your list, just that combo. But I mean,
But you're
if it
stripping
sets
tokens
up
and setting
shots,
things up.
especially if you've got like something like Wes in there or something like that.
Well, you know where
Usually,
you could use it is Wes Paylob, or you could put it on someone like Jan Ors. Jan Ors has a native pilot skill 8. She wants to buff her squad mates.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to strip the tokens, then she gives somebody an extra die for the kill shot.
That'd be gross.
It's got some interesting uses for it.
Yeah, it's a lot of neat stuff. I think
Oh, yeah.
Prime Thrusters is set to really change.
I think Prime Thrusters is a big one. The pattern, the tech slot, it's going to be something you're going to see a lot of creative stuff with in the next couple of releases.
For sure.
You've got the Upsilon shuttle, and you've got the quad jumper that'll bring more of it into the game. And it's Scum with tech is going to be something to see.
Yeah, that's going to be something. All right, so we're about done here, right?
I think that wraps.
So we got to open all of our presents. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, you can check out shoparmada.com where you can find tokens and templates and stuff for X-Wing. And I guess we'll be back later to see what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Subscribe if you can. Bye.